Ni hao, Mr. Wenking. Thank you very much for having us. My
Ni
name
hao.
is Noah Mattis. This is my colleague, Sam Krynowski. How are you doing today?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Today, we are going to talk about three things. We're going to talk about why managing stress is so important. We're going to talk about an article that I believe we both really enjoyed, Taking the Stress Out of Stressful Conversations by Holly Weeks. We're going to discuss that. And then we're going to talk about why you should hire us as a consulting company for China Minmetals. First, why managing stressful conversations is so important. Stressful conversations happen in every aspect of life, not just work. They can happen at home, with loved ones, with friends, whatever it may be, it is common. But narrowing it down to the workplace, it is harmful to the workplace. It can harm workplace culture, it can harm productivity and overall sales. Managing stressful conversations is important to help employees act based rationally instead of emotionally. It'll help better decision-making processes. A very important way to get ready for a stressful conversation is to simply be prepared. It is helpful to know yourself, know what your triggers are, how your emotional response usually is. And then also, same with any skill, this is a skill, it helps to practice, like anything. Learn how to react confidently and competently. This is very important. We'll give you some tips and tricks to help figure this out. One of the most common stressful conversations is bad news, delivering bad news. It's important to start well. If you start the conversation well, the rest will go well also. It's important to acknowledge that you have a say in the issue. You have a part in the issue, and it'll help take the blame away from the person you're delivering bad news to, and it'll help humanize the whole situation. The next common stressful conversation is an aggressive conversation, or you're attacking me. They come at you aggressively, you're not too sure what to do. It's important to keep your cool. If you're emotionally stable, it'll help the whole situation. Call out the tactic and not the person. If the person is making up things about you or twisting your words, say, I don't like how my words are being twisted, and don't say, I don't like how you are twisting my words. It's important to take the blame away from the person. It's important to remember if someone is acting emotionally or aggressive, you can't stop them, but you can give them the tools to help the conversation diffuse on its own.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about another issue that might occur in the workplace. As you might know, managing a very large company, sometimes there are discrepancies and also just misunderstandings. You might be trying to just talk to a manager about a simple thing that comes across in a negative way, maybe because of the mood you're in or in the mood that your employee is in. So these misunderstandings can lead to more blown up proportions and also harm to the company. So for these, we like to just address basic communication skills and always trying to get at the root of what people are trying to communicate with you. So what's going on here? Let's try and figure out what the person was actually trying to get across when they were talking to you. And then you might be able to take a step back and be like, okay, they were not trying to attack me, they were not trying to insult me, maybe they're just in a bad mood. We can move past this. This was just a misunderstanding. But it's good to address those right away, because if you let those snowball out of control, then you have a much bigger problem than just nipping it in the bud right away. So how can we help? We have very creative ways of introducing practices into the workplace to have this repetition that will have you and your employees learn how to grasp these ideals so that you can communicate better. Because communication is the root of all business, as I'm sure you know. And if we can't communicate correctly, then we will not be able to do business correctly. So why us? We are very experienced. We've been in the US markets for over 20 years now. We know how to implement these practices in a fun way that everyone will learn. And then we also are very respected and trusted, so you know that we can ensure success to your business without harming it. Thank you for your time. and I'll answer any questions that you have.
4 minutes, 57 seconds. As the chairman, my question to you would be, these are very American principles, and I really appreciate you helping me learn them. I would see how we can apply this in our office in New Jersey, but what about in places like Brazil or here in China? Do you think this would work, and why?
We have experience with a number of large Fortune 500 companies that deal globally. We do not have any stakes in the Chinese market currently, but we are experienced in the markets. We have operated and helped people who operate in Chinese markets frequently.
What's great about us coming to you as well is you are also very experienced, and we would like to even take some of your ideas to help us maybe integrate our system with, certain cultures that you might know better than us. But also with that same base underline of helping communication problems and solving those, and then promoting a safer and more fun workplace environment.
Okay, I'm going to throw you a bit of a curveball now, all right? Our Communist Party leader and I are meeting with President Trump because of the outrageous tariffs that he places on everything we try to sell, and we're furious. How would you suggest we apply your principles to this very private meeting?
It's,
Go ahead, sir.
it's important to realize that both sides are most likely acting emotionally, and it can very easily spark emotional decisions or anything. It's very important to remain calm, cool, collected, keep your head about you. We feel that explicitly and honestly expressing intentions and personal gains from every topic such as that can be very helpful. And we are more than capable of training your employees that in the same way.
Okay, cool. Great job. We're done. Well done.